Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, we are here in our fourth and final week for this series. That's 4 weeks of work coming down to a couple of things. That's the risk assessment, the audit plan, the SAQD. All of it gets compiled into one document that organizations actually use to make decisions, and that is the audit report. And week 4 is entirely about how to write one that works. Because the best audit in the world is worthless if the report is unclear. Findings that can't be understood can't be acted on. And so week 4 is built around that idea. So why does the audit report matter? The audit report isn't just documentation. It's a communication tool and it serves multiple audiences at once. We're talking about the security team who needs technical details, the compliance teams who needs framework mapping, and of course, senior leadership who needs to understand risk in business terms without wading through 40 pages of findings. Now, each section of the report exists to serve one of those audiences. And getting that right is what separates a useful audit report from one that sits in a folder and never gets acted on. So let's talk about the structure of the audit report. The structure of an audit report is consistent regardless of what was audited. So we're talking about the scope and objectives first. Now, this is a brief restatement of what the audit covered and what it was measuring against. Then, of course, we move into the methodology. I can never say this word. The methodology. Oh my God. How the audit was conducted, what documents were reviewed, who was interviewed, what tools were used, etc. Now, this establishes credibility before the reader sees a single finding. After the findings come the compliance assessment, which is an overall determination of whether the organization for that matter, meet the applicable framework requirements. For example, for PCI DSS, that's binary. It's either you're compliant or you're not compliant. Now, you might wonder what good findings look like. Now, the findings section specifically, because this is where the real skill is, each finding has 4 parts: the observation, the control or requirement that was violated, the risk level, and the recommendation for the remediation that you will take. Now, any vague findings here are completely useless. A finding that says access controls need improvement doesn't tell anyone anything. It basically cannot be prioritized. It cannot be acted on. So a finding that says 3 accounts with administrative privileges had no activity in 180 days and weren't reviewed in the last audit cycle, that is an example, and that is specific evidence-based finding that someone can fix today or whenever it is that this audit report is drafted. And so that's the standard that you have to follow when you are writing an audit report, which leads us to the executive summary. Now, that section is the one that gets the most attention in week 4 of this class. And it actually is one of those things that should get a lot of attention because it's the first thing you read and often the only thing that senior leadership really cares about. So it needs to function as a standalone document. Someone who reads only the executive summary should walk away understanding what was audited, what the most significant findings are, what the overall compliance posture is for that organization, and what actions are recommended without reading anything else. Now, that constraint is what makes it hard to write, right? So you're not summarizing every finding. You're identifying the ones that carry the most risk and communicating them in language that a non-technical executive can understand and act on. Translating security findings into business risk is one of the most valuable things a GRC professional does, and week 4 made this explicit. So the final deliverable for this course was a complete audit report using everything that we've built across all 4 weeks, a risk register from week 1, the audit plan from week 2, the SAQD findings from week 3, all compiled into one structured professional document. Now, what made the assignment work as a learning experience is that the quality of the report was directly tied to how thorough the work was in the previous weeks. So strong risk assessment meant richer findings. Well-scoped audit plan means cleaner methodology. Did I say it right? Oh my gosh, I can never, guys. It means a cleaner methodology section. And so the 4 weeks build on each other intentionally, and week 4 is where you will feel that. So my honest take on week 4 is that writing the executive summary was harder than I expected, not because I had any difficulty understanding the concepts, but because every other assignment in this course was written for a security audience. So very technical. Now, the executive summary is written for someone who may not know what PCI DSS stands for and doesn't have the time to find out. And that's a completely different writing mode that you have to take on. Shorter sentences, no unexplained acronyms, risk described in business terms is very important. So if you're going into GRC, practice writing executive summaries specifically. It's a skill that you'll constantly use, and it takes repetition to develop that skill. So the full course verdict for information assurance and compliance, this is the best course that I've taken in this program because it specifically talks about GRC, which is career relevant to me. 4 weeks, one that talks about the complete audit life cycle, a real PCI DSS questionnaire, and a full audit report. Now, the design itself is intentional and it actually works. So if someone came to me and said, I want to break into GRC, what is one course that I should take? I would definitely say this is one of the courses. I mean, it's not like it's an option because it's a part of the curriculum, but this is definitely the one that you'd want to pay special attention to. It gives you a full picture of what GRC work actually looks like, end to end, risk assessment, audit planning, audit execution, report writing, that is the job in itself. The deliverables from this course, making the risk register, the audit plan, the SAQD, the audit report, those are portfolio ready artifacts, which I do have a portfolio with all of these there, because they are real documents that shows real skill. So that's it, guys. That wraps up the full IAC series. All 4 weeks are now posted. In our next series, we will be talking about threat protection and testing, where we go into open source intelligence, Kali Linux, Matter Attack, Nessus. And that series is coming soon, so subscribe if you want to learn more, if you don't want to miss it. And of course, I'm Cybermaker. This is Camo Code Academy, and I'll see you in the next one.